Okay, so I just got back from being on 8 days of vacation. So I just wanted to show you what was in my travel makeup bag because I always like watching these videos, and pretty much this is going to be almost like a favorites for me because when I go on vacation I take things that are quick, easy, and things that I just love to use pretty much. So this is my travel makeup bag. I got it from Target about 1.5 years ago and loved it. I've traveled with it across Europe, the US. It pretty much holds everything I need it to hold. And let's just take a look inside. So the first thing you'll notice is that I keep a towel right here, which houses all of my larger brushes. That way they don't roll around, they don't get damaged, they don't get smushed up against anything. And pretty much these are my go-to large brushes. This is a large Tarte brush, which I use actually to use bronzing. This is an Hourglass number 2 brush, which I do cream blushes with mostly. This is a MAC. Sometimes I just use it for contouring. This, if I ever use powder foundation, is a Too Faced brush that I have just lying around. And this, of course, is another Hourglass kabuki brush that I just love and I use it all the time. Oh, and if you're wondering, my little pups are here. So if you hear any noises, it's them. Hi there. Hi. They're very happy that we're back. They couldn't go with us on vacation. Okay, so this one is a plastic. You're ridiculous. Okay, so looking at it, you've got this center flap, which is thin, which is where I keep all of my smaller eyeshadow brushes and a few eyeliners. Then on the side are 2 zippered pockets. One, I spilled something on it when I was in London. I have never debated washing it off, but this is like a sieve kind of mesh side to it, and this one has a plastic side to it, which if I was smart I would have put that liquid thing that's spilled over here in this one and it wouldn't have been a big deal. But anyway, let's start with the center portion and get that out of the way. Okay, these are my favorite eyeshadow brushes. First off, I don't need to take a whole lot of eyeshadow brushes with me. Basically, flat shader brush, Hourglass, fluffy crease brush from Hourglass, small domed, which I use under my eye from Hourglass. Then we have the brush from Sephora that I use to do cream shadows. This is just a little MAC brush, which I use. It's usually clean, that I use just to blend out things. This is a Bobbi Brown liner brush, which I use with my Bobbi Brown gel liner, which is in here somewhere, we'll get to later. And this is an Illamasqua, which I use as a highlighter brush. And it's just small enough that it fits in that center section. And these are the 2 liners that I brought with me. This is a Revlon Color Stay. I used to use this all the time. I went through like 6 of these. Then I didn't use it for like 1.5 years, and now I picked it up again just because I remembered loving it so much, and I just didn't like it. I don't know if they reformulated it or what happened, but probably the last time I'm gonna buy it because I just was not satisfied with it. And of course a Chanel in the color taupe. Well, let me see if I can get a Chanel Stilo waterproof in the color taupe. This is what I use under my eyes pretty much every day, and then I go over it usually with Satin Taupe by MAC. Okay, now let's get into, we'll start with this side. Pretty much I kind of just throw things in here. You can tell that they missed us. She like won't leave my side now. So pretty much I kind of throw things in here haphazardly because when I'm on the go, I just pull everything out, do it, and then shove it all back in. I really don't have time to like mess about, but let's start with these. I had a huge pack of these going there because that's how I take off my eyeshadow. And then I took with me a Chanel makeup remover, which is my favorite. I have the larger bottle usually on my makeup counter, but I take the little one for traveling. And let's start with eyebrows. I use a MAC paint pot usually to do my eyebrows in the color Quite Natural, which I can barely read anymore. I've had this thing for like 2 years. Still working away at it. And I use this little, I don't even know where I got this thing. I feel like it was a Bare Essentials. Let me read it. Yeah, Bare Essentials Precision Concealer little thing. That's what I use with the paint pot to do my eyebrows. And then I go over it usually with a mixture of these two colors from MAC. This is just a little quad I put together. Satin Taupe is up here. And then it's just my two eyebrow colors and a highlight. And then I put it on with this, I think this also is a Bare Essentials brush that I got super long time ago that I used for the shadow for my eyebrows. And then this is an Hourglass eyebrow pencil in dark brunette. I sometimes use it. I used to use it all the time, but now I've gone back to doing the paint pot thing, and I don't know, I just kind of go between them, so I packed in both anyway, just in case. Okay, something I barely used, and really barely use in my everyday, but I'm trying to use up, and I just, it's going nowhere, is an Hourglass concealer in the color Pearl. Yeah. I just never use this thing. I really never use concealer at all. I don't know if anyone ever reads the list of makeup that I put underneath my videos, but I'm just never wearing concealer. I just don't believe in it. Either it creases or it starts flaking and drying out, and it just never looks appealing, so I never wear it. Something I do use every single day when I do my eyeshadow is by Makeup Forever. It's called Eye Prime. I have been going between eye primers. I pretty much think they're all about the same when you get right down to it, but you know, I like this one. It's not terrible. Alright, pretty much this little section has a lot to do with eyeshadows and eye colors and everything that I'm wearing. Oh, can you see my pants? Yeah, these are my husband's. He had them for like 4 years, and then he got tired of wearing them, and then I just wear them now. But they're comfy house pants. Okay, some things before I get into the eye products that are just regular old face products. This is by Guerlain. It is the Meteorites Compact. I'm trying to read what color I have. Oh, number 2. Number 2. I've been using this a bunch, as you can see, because the pattern is starting to wear off, although not a whole lot. It's still pretty intact. I got into this whole kick about using pressed powders, and then I think I've just come to the realization that I just don't like them. Not that I don't like them, but I'm more of a dewy finish kind of a girl, and I just don't, I don't know. Sometimes I don't like the finish that powder leaves. Okay, this is by Illamasqua. It's a cream pigment in the color Delirium. Beautiful color. I use it to contour. I also sometimes use it as an eyeshadow base. In pretty much, if you think that Hollow is too light for you to use as a contour, go for Delirium. It just creates a little bit more of a shadow because it is that slightly deeper purple color. Alright, the other things in here are eye products. So basically, after I use the Hourglass Eye Prime, I either use a color tattoo in the color Taupe, or I use these Chanel Illusoirs, and I have the only two colors I have, which I have made a video on, Illusoir and A Bluey. Both pretty colors, both ones that I'm trying to use up. I also take the little brushes with me when I travel, just because they're small. They fit in there pretty nicely. Oh, another thing. Always have a hair tie, because you never know when you need a hair tie. Okay, and then the other shadows that I brought with me. I could have sworn I had another shadow. Apparently not. Okay, I only brought one Burberry, which I thought I brought another one, and it's the Midnight Black color. Pretty much my favorite black recently has been this Midnight Black. You can see it isn't the blackest of blacks, but it actually works really nicely in the crease for being pretty subtle. Then my gray options that I brought is the Armani Eyes to Kill palette in the number 11. It's the only Giorgio Armani Eyes to Kill palette that I have, but I love it, and I use it a lot. I want to say at least once out of every 3 days it'll be using that palette. Then my newest acquisition, which I just made a video on, was from the Chanel 2013 fall. It's the color Gris. I took that with me because I like using it. I actually like using it in conjunction with the Giorgio Armani palette, or also with this Tom Ford quad. Apparently I can't talk today. Tom Ford quad, which is another one of my favorites, something I use quite often. I've actually been using these two colors the most. Usually this darkest matte color I'll mix in with the Giorgio Armani, just because I love gray and purple. And that's it for this side. On to the next side. Unzip it, flip it around. I know, this looks so bad, but just disregard that. Okay, here I have my beauty blender, which I don't often use for foundation anymore. I'll tell you what I use it for. This Burberry what is this officially called? Fresh Glow Luminous Fluid Base. I love this thing. I had this for probably about a year before I actually started using it, and now I use it almost every day. And my favorite way to apply it was with a damp beauty blender, surprisingly enough. It gives a beautiful natural sheen, just spectacular. Another highlighter that I took with me is by MAC. It is the cream color based in Shell, which is a frost, pretty popular on YouTube. I got it a long time ago, and you can see I have a little dent in it. I used that probably for a year straight before I even decided to get other highlighters. I do like the Burberry Fresh Glow a little bit better than the cream color base, but this Shell is just so quick and easy to put on that sometimes when you're in a rush you don't feel like doing a whole bunch of stuff. Okay, for bronzing, I have the Bronze Goddess by Estee Lauder. This one was from this year in the color 2. I love it for bronzing all over. It's just a great color. It does have shimmer to it, but it doesn't show up. It's fairly sheer, not too crazy. Okay, this is the Laura Mercier Natural Base Mineral Powder. I have a love-hate relationship with this. So many people talk about it. So many people love it, and I swear it breaks me out and causes me to itch. I think, if I remember correctly, it does have bismuth oxychloride in it, which is why I had to stop using Bare Minerals, because it just breaks me out. It's just not a good thing. Okay, and of course I brought my Dr. Jart BB cream. This is the black label. I love this thing. I've been using it practically every day ever since I bought it a couple of months ago. It has replaced my Makeup Forever HTA foundation, which, if you'll notice, I did not even bring with me because I used to use that thing. I've gone through 3 bottles of that stuff, but didn't even bring it with me because I just love that Dr. Jart BB cream more. Okay. This, of course, is the Bobbi Brown gel eyeliner that I was talking about earlier with the brush. I like it. I do think that it does take a little bit of work to use it, meaning that you have to clean off the brush after every use. So sometimes on vacation it's a little high maintenance. Okay, it's a lot of high maintenance. So I didn't use it every day, but I did sometimes pull it out and use it. This is the All Natural Face, Lip, and Cheeks Peachy Rose. I got this in a Eco Emmy box recently. It's a cream blush. I've been loving it, loving using it. It's a great color. I brought another cream blush with me, and that is this by Kevyn Aucoin. It's called Liquid Fuchsia. I have been loving this so much. If I can open it. Oh yeah, that is a bright color right there. It is slightly similar to the Chanel Fall 2013 Color and Fantastic, except for that this Kevyn Aucoin is more of your stereotypical cream blush consistency, more dewy, stuff like that. And the color is kind of close, except for that this is much more fuchsia colored, meaning it's slightly more cool toned. The Fantastic is a little bit darker and more warm toned. Okay, we're getting close down here. This is my Tom Ford number 02 Bronzed Amber. I made a whole video about this when I got it. This was the limited edition summer. Pretty bronzy shade. I have been using it on my cheeks, although now that I have so many new cream blushes, I haven't been using it as much, but I do still love it, and I brought it with me. I used it probably 2 out of the 8 days we were there. Oh, here's my other Burberry eyeshadow. I knew I brought another one. Okay, this is the number 23 Dark Sable. If I can open it, you'll see that it is indeed just a dark sable color. It's one of my favorite Burberry eyeshadows. It is slightly more pigmented than the others, meaning that you can get the darker brown color a lot faster using Dark Sable. And we're down to just 4 more things, actually. 2 of them are by Guerlain, and they're the same thing, just different colors. Okay, if you watched one of my haul videos, you will see, if I can find which one's the right one, this one, number 00 Nude. This was one of the new colors that they came out with. I loved it for quite some time and was debating getting another one. You can see that it's probably a little bit too light colored for me, which is why I now just use it as a blush. And that is also why I went out and got this one, number 4 Moyenne Blondes. Now this one, I haven't made a haul video for this because I just recently got it. Ugh, I can't open it one-handed. There we go. Okay, you can see that this is a much deeper color. It's very beautiful, very sheer. I don't regret it at all having 2 of them, and yeah, not much more to say about that. Okay, down to 2 last things. Bobbi Brown products. I got this illuminating bronzing powder in Antigua number 2, which I actually have been using with that other brush. This brush, this MAC brush, I use mostly with this. I just put it generally in the hollows of my cheeks, although it is a confusing color. It is like a bright pink color. But I've still been liking it. I usually layer it with other bronzers. It kind of just creates more of a rosy type, if you went out and got a little bit sunburned, that kind of a bronze glow. And this one is a shimmer brick in the color Rose. One of my favorites. I only have one other shimmer brick. It's in the color Quartz. And I do think I kind of prefer Rose more. I didn't think I would when I bought it. I just kind of bought it just to have another shimmer brick. And it's the only other one that really caught my eye. But I have been enjoying it a lot more than Quartz. And that is it. That is the massive pile of makeup, which is probably completely unnecessary, that I took with me on vacation. Some of it I used every day, some of it I didn't use every day, but you gotta take it just in case. I mean, a girl has to have options. And there's a sleepy puppy. They're waiting for me to be done with this video. Anyway, so I hope you all are having a fantastic day, and I will see you later.